Hey everybody. This is the classic stream start awkward face. Excuse me for a minute while I get this thing up and running. If I can manage to log into Twitch, that is. Just want to log in. And that's the sound of my stream. Sorry about that. Here we go. Done. There was a problem editing status. That's amazing. I'm sorry. It's gonna happen eventually. Here we go. Broadcast update successful. That's rad. Okay, I think everything's set up now. I figured I'd have a little mini game jam because it's Friday, I think. Yeah, it says right here, Friday. And I just spent some time noodling around with my streaming setup, so I wanted to actually use it. So yeah, we're gonna make a game. I haven't really decided what it's gonna be yet. I have a couple of things that I want to try. One is like an elevator type of thing, where like the idea I had was that you're managing the elevators in a building, so you would give them different types of strategies and shit. It's like, okay, do you want to stay here and make sure you get a full load? Or do you want to go past the floor to... and I haven't thought any of this through, so we'll see what I actually end up doing. But the elevator thing sounds hard. So maybe I shouldn't do that. The question is, what should I do? This is harder than I thought. I thought I had a bunch of good ideas when before I started the stream, and now I'm all out. So any suggestions from the chat are welcome. I suppose I could just start on the elevator thing and see where it goes. Elevator. That is surprisingly hard to spell, elevator. And a directory for the project. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so let's get rid of all this junk. I don't need that. That should be images. Cool. Oh, I actually forgot to tweet this thing. So far, this is a pretty bad stream, but I'm working on it. So yeah, all a bunch of stuff. I want some anti-alias, that's for sure. And some vsync. I like those. Maybe you're manually controlling the elevators. What would that be like? So like... you'd have like a building. That is the worst building I've ever seen. You'd have like a building and there'd be like one shaft with an elevator and then 1, 2, 3, 4 floors maybe. And there'd be people lining up to go to the different floors. And the elevator would be here. But if you're controlling it manually, maybe that would be interesting, because like the question is, do the people get on the elevator by themselves? Like I'm dragging this elevator around here. Hang on, let me simulate this with some special effects. Here we go, freeform selection. I'm not even gonna zoom in, I'm just gonna do this freehand. It's gonna be the best. Yeah. Hang on, can't I do transparent selection? This is gonna be so good. Yeah. Okay, cool. So like I'm dragging the elevator from up here. It's like, oh, I can get these people. Yeah. And the issue would be like this guy right here, he wants to go up. As does that guy. Or girl. I don't judge. This guy here wants to go down. Like assuming like I'm coming from here, would the people going down get on the elevator, or would everyone get on the elevator? I don't know. Do I have to actually go like you, and you get on? Or maybe it's just like if I want to go up, I would go like that. Yeah, that could work. So like I'd go like it's remembering the direction I last went in. So if I want to go to a floor and then stop and go up again, I just drag there and go slightly past and then up again, and I'd be an up elevator. And I'd let them off there. That could work. I have no idea if this is going to be interesting. I wonder if it's going to be like with 2 elevators. Does that even make sense? On a computer with a mouse, it really wouldn't. Maybe they'd go on their own unless you're helping them. Let's just start with the one elevator thing. That's a good starting point. Hello, Arc Games, and thank you for liking my very tasteful concept art. I really should set up like a basic project one beautiful day. In the meantime, I'm just gonna copy in some stuff from another project. Let's see, I want those two guys. I don't need that, I don't need that. Let's get that. Yeah, that will do. And okay, so I don't need that, I don't need that, and I don't need that. And go away. Not you, or yes. No, I don't need effects. I don't need playfield. That's a good start. Oh, the package will be wrong on all these, so I can rename that. Find and replace. The game is elevator. Let's see if I can spell it this time. No, I couldn't. Replace. Yes, I'm sure. That's not very many. Oh, I got the... I see. No, I didn't. Why did this not replace? Let's just do space match with elevator. Here we go. That's better. So the main class is it's not going to do much. It's just going to create a game class, which is the way I like it. And the game class will extend sprite. Yes, that's cool. And in the main class, we'll basically go for G is a new game. We'll add child game, and then we'll do G init. This is a useful order of doing things in OpenFL because hello, Rocktopus and Arc Games. This is a useful way of doing things because the stage where everything happens in OpenFL and in Flash is not available until it's add-childed. And you can do listeners and crap, but there's no real need for doing that. So just add another function here. Let's do it with a magical generation thing. So the game is going to have two things. It's going to have the actor, which is going to be the base class for everything that moves in the game, basically. This is like a little boilerplate thing I had from before. So this only keeps track of two things. If it's alive, which is a boolean that I can set to false, and it will get removed from the collection automatically, and it keeps track of how long it's been around for, and that is all it does. I'm gonna bring over one more thing from this whole project. This a good clue that I was very serious when I wrote this. I need that guy. Am I using any libraries? I'm using OpenFL. I'm coding in Haxi, and I'm using OpenFL to do the rendering and most stuff. And that in turn is using a bunch of other libraries, mostly like SDL and OpenAL for rendering and sound, depending on the target platforms. Other than that, it's just straight up programming. And now I just added this little library that I have that's like my stuff that's on GitHub. Useful little code snippet things that I throw in. So the game, as I was saying, is going to be having two main things. It's going to have the actual elevator, which is going to be an actor. And it will have the passenger, I guess. Okay. Once again, remember that I have absolutely no plan for this, and I'm just making this up as I go along. If there's any like audio issues, tell me. Thanks, Octopus. Yeah. I got this new mic and a bunch of magical audio stuff. I can add like echo and shit to myself now if I want to, which is I'm not gonna do, but I could if I wanted to. So yeah, now we have the elevator and the passenger. I suppose we're gonna need floors somehow as well, but they might not be. Might do that differently. Probably not. Well, yeah. Let's start with the elevator. Maybe I should have like a building class. The Google Docs, the HX thing. It's a surprisingly simple little thing. It lets me do like a Google Docs spreadsheets are available as a comma-separated value file if you know the URL, which you can figure out from the document ID. So I wrote this little class. It's like 95 lines, not much, that loads it from the internet and parses it. So I can have like config stuff, like balancing stuff in a Google document. So I can change it really easily, and it caches locally. So if there's not internet, it will use the latest version it could find. Super practical. I haven't used it that much, but one day maybe. So that's what that does. Anyway, what was I doing? Yeah, elevator. So the elevator extends the actor. That is this. Let's start with some graphics for the elevator. What's a good elevator color? That's a good elevator color. Whoops. So I'm gonna draw a rectangle. Let's do this. Public static var. Which is gonna be an integer. Actually, I don't even need to specify that. Let's say it's the width of the elevator would be 40, and the typical height of an elevator would be maybe not quite twice, but like times 1.5, let's say. Actually, I should probably specify that they are integers, just to keep the shenanigans to an absolute minimum. And now I want to draw this centered, I think. So let's say we start at negative half width. So the drawing API works like this. So it's gonna draw a rectangle, and the first two values here are gonna be the starting point. So let's say I give it like 0, 0 is here. That's not drawing. Here, 0, 0 is here. So now I'm gonna give it half the width, taking me over here. And I think I'm gonna stay there, and I'm gonna draw. Actually, no, I'm gonna go up because it draws down right. So I'm gonna draw a box like that. So I'm gonna go negative half the width, negative the entire height, and then width, height. So that's cool. Now we're gonna need I'm gonna add, or should I do that? Let's not do that. Let's do var elevators, which is a sprite collection. That uses a template, so that should be elevator. Import that. Actually, let's do it here, and then we're gonna need to call the super there, and that should call a function called reset. And reset is gonna be a private function. And it's going to do elevators clear. So this is a really good way of designing your game that I would recommend, is to start with, always have like a reset function that just restarts the game. It's a good thing to do for a prototype. If you don't have that, it's going to be a real hassle to add it in later. So just always start with having a function that will reset your game to like the neutral state. It's darker in here than when I started. Can probably fix that. Here we go. That's a little bit too bright, almost. Lucky for you, I don't move around a lot. Okay, elevators. And we reset that, and then we're gonna always add elevators, add new elevator, and we're gonna need something that will keep track of how many buildings we have and stuff. So maybe I should just add a building. Right now we don't need to extend anything, so that actually it would make more sense that the elevators belong to the building. So let's move them there. And let's make that public. It's gonna set this up. Like that, and then it's gonna have one called passengers as well. And it's going to be a sprite collection for passenger. I'm going to do the same thing for that. This asset thing, the worst. I don't know why it's always there, but it is, and it's a mess. How does sprite collection even work? Oh, right. So I need to actually add child those guys. And I guess we'll just extend sprite for now. That should make it potentially visible. Actually, let's make it an actor, cause why not? That's cool. Actually, if I run this, we might even see an elevator. Let's see what happens. No. Invalid package. Oh, right. One last little package name. Wow, that find and replace thing really did not work. Find and replace space match. Yes. Flash Develop has this very, very strange thing it does. It minimizes itself. When it does like a find and replace thing, it will minimize itself. Very, very strange. I should probably report that bug or something, but not now. Whoops. This is me. I'm just bringing over some more code from another project. Okay, now we're in good shape. Float should be int. Can be arranged. What's wrong here? Elevators. Right. Missing super constructor call. Let's do that. Here we go. It ran. You couldn't see anything, but it did run. So that should do something. The game's added. It does new, and then it does an init, which makes a new building. Add childs to building. It calls reset. Clears the building. Adds a new elevator. That would add child. That it should be visible, but it's not. Oh right, it's because it's up here and it's drawing up, like the screen is like this right now, and because the computer is actually drawing a box, we can't see it poking in. So if we position our building, perhaps. Oh, I have a settings class already. That's useful. How big is this window? 800 by 80. That will do for now. I don't need that either. Hey, it's an elevator. So that's cool. So now I guess the elevator should be going up and down, but I need a way to define like floors. So, like how many floors would a building have? So let's do public var num floors, which is an integer. This little bit right here means it's like access thing. So default here, like this is for getting the value and this is for setting the value. So if I put default here, it means that that value is public. Anyone can read that value. And if I put null here, it means that the value for setting is private. So it can only be set by this class or a subclass of this class, because there's no notion of protected in Haxi. Yes, let's just do that. And we'll do a num floors here. And it will default to, let's say 4. 4 is a good value. There we go. This num floors. So now one thing that's going to happen is that we're going to need to, like the elevator is going to need a reference to the building to know how many elevators there are. So, question is, should we do? Actually, let's not do that. Let's just keep it simple. The elevator here gets a reference to the building, and we change that constructor, and like so. Flash Develop is such a good program. You guys wouldn't even believe how much time this has saved me. So now it knows where the building is. And actually, for the building, right now so I'm positioning it, you can see here. If I run it, this is the center of the stage, right? This spot right here, it should be. So that's probably not like ideal, because maybe it made more sense to have 0 like in the building's coordinate space, be like down here. So like the bottom floor is at 0, and then all the higher floors are negative values from there. So I'm gonna position this at maybe, let's say 4/5. Maybe even more. 6/7. Yeah, that's better. Okay, what's next? Let's make the elevator jump between floors. That's something that's going to be necessary. So right now the game doesn't even update. It just adds the elevator, and then that's that. So we're gonna need to hook that up. Actually, let's put that down here. Actually, do I even need that? I don't think I do. No, I don't. That's nice. Also in Haxi, if I like doing this to a function, like defining it as private, is like if it doesn't have anything, it's assumed to be private. So I can just skip that. So that's cool. So when it's entering a frame, I'm gonna need time. This is another little utility class I have from project to project. It just keeps track of time, basically. So just take it every update. It's like, hey, a new frame happened, and it will work out how long the time was between. Steal that, because I can't remember what I typically have it set to. So then I go time, tick, and then I can go building, update, which it will have an update function because it's a game object now, or an actor, sorry. And if I switch back to the correct project, it will auto-complete as well. So then I can go time delta. And then in the building, I can go override update, and then I update elevator How is that? It's DT there. But it's delta here. Oh, right. Could be a little bit consistent at least. Passengers also update. Unknown identifier delta. That's my bad. Hey, still not moving. But the thing that happens now is that the elevator, if I use the update function here, this is actually getting called every frame now. So I can go like y equals math sine of age. This is why I have the age property on everything. Like the actor has the age thing that is automatically incremented with time. So I can, if I want to make it like a value that goes up and down, I could just use age and I don't have to care where that's coming from or anything. It's useful for a lot of things. Let's just make it. Let's make it 50. See, what that feels like. This is probably going to be really slow. No, that's fine. It is actually moving. That's cool. Oh, I know how I'm going to do multiple floors. Because I was thinking for here, like if like manually moving the elevator, like zoom, 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 zoom. But you could actually have like you could grab the elevator and go whoop, whoop, and set the marker here. Instead of moving the actual elevator, you'll move like a marker. It's like I want you to be here now, and then the elevator will go. Which means that if you're quick, you can actually juggle multiple elevators at once. Let me update my my concept art here to reflect this fact. So move that down a little bit. Oh my god, so good looking. Just gonna erase this stuff right here. Oh my, that's really good. Okay. So right now I have the elevator moving. This doesn't really serve much purpose, I don't think. So I guess the next step would be to have the elevator know which floor it's on, or like where it's in. Yeah, like basically give the elevator like a floor value that we can mess with to have it actually move up and down between floors. Yeah, I'm. This is gonna work because like you could, like when you're dragging an elevator, if you want to go past the floor, you just go down. But if you want to stop at the floor, you could just like drag to the side a little bit and it'll stop there, and drag to the side a little bit and it'll stop there. This is gonna be so good, guys. yeah. I'm gonna make t-shirts with the concept art. It's gonna be so good. I can also warn you that there is a bathroom break coming up in my near future. But not yet, because I want to do one more thing first. I am going to set up the source control. Oh, that's obviously not a repository yet. Let's do echo bin into git ignore. What else should I ignore? That should be fine for now. Cool. I really like having version control on my stuff, to the point that I'm slightly a little bit paranoid about it. So while that's done, let's hook up the resetting. That's always a good thing to have. So. See if that works. Oh my glob. It's like, this is also like a really neat little trick. So where's the elevator? Like this thing right here makes it go like smoothly up and down, up and down, up and down. If I want to make it like a bouncy thing instead, I can do math abs, which means the absolute value, which is essentially removing the negative sign. So if it goes below 0, it starts going up again. You can see now it's bouncing the wrong way. So I always want it to be negative. So we can put that on it. Now it's going up smoothly and down. Boing. It's pretty cool. If I want to make it go further, I increase this. So let's say 200 pixels. This is indeed the Monkey Island music. And if I want to make it go faster, I can. That's going to be really fast. 100 times faster. Look at that. That's beautiful. I'm sure that the mere 30 frames per second this stream is in does not do that justice at all. All right, I can keep that. 200. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I am going to the bathroom now for 2 minutes. That's the official logo for my bathroom break. I'll be back. Hello. I'm back. Okay, what were we up to? Right, a game about elevators. Launching. Here we go. So, now I'm thinking it's time to to deal with like the floors and trying to have the building actually know where its floors are, and stuff like that. And just adjust my little image here. So in the building, so we have the number of floors, and we know this particular building that we create is always gonna have 4 floors right now. But I'm gonna make a function that is like get public function get floor y floor index, and then we'll just return floor index times that's going to be pretty simple for now. Floor height should not be a string, it should be an integer. Actually, I'm gonna move the elevator size stuff into the settings file as well, just because that's nicer that way. This is gonna be elev. I think I've learned to spell elevator now. That's nice. It's a useful skill to have when you're making a game about them. So the floor height should probably be, that'd be 60. Let's make it 90 now. See that feels like? Let's inline these two in cube. Like that. This gets a little bit talky, but that's fine. Oh, right, it should be elevator width. Way longer line, but hey. So, okay, that's some really weak coffee. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, the elevator is going to have a property called like var position, which is, I mean, it's implied that it's maybe it should be elevation. That's a good name. Which is going to be a float, and let's say that it always starts at 0. So for like if this is 1, it's going to be at floor 1, and so on. Let's make that viewable from the outside. And the building, let's do that as well. That might as well. The way it's set up now is also cool because we can have multiple buildings. Right, and we should have another elevation that's like target elevation that it's slowly moving towards. Right? So we'd set like this is where I want you to be, and another value for where it actually is. And a little bit of red wine, because why the hell not? It's Friday. I'm thinking maybe, I don't know if I should keep track of the actual speed of the elevator, stuff like that. Maybe I should. Yeah, that'll be cool. And we'll do this really simply now. So now the y value should be getting that from the building, because the building knows where the floor would be. Get floor y for floor index. All right, floor index can't be an integer; it has to be a float. Which, I mean, index that's a float doesn't really make all that much sense, but hey. So, actually I could make it elevation. That would make more sense. Get floor elevation. Whoops. And then we just rename floor index to elevation. That's so good. It doesn't really make sense. Get elevation. Why? That's a good function name right there. And it compiles too. Amazing. Okay. So this should make it be in the exact same position that it was before, but still cool. So for every update, elevation velocity should be, let's do this a simple way first. Let's make it the difference between the elevation target. Actually, no, let's do it this way. Var acceleration is going to be the elevation target minus the actual elevation. So let's say that it wants to be at 10, but it's at 11 now, meaning it wants to go -1. And then we're going to multiply that by the time step. And then we're going to do some stuff like to cap this and stuff, but let's ignore that for now. And then we're going to do elevation velocity. Going to add the acceleration to that. This is also going to need some capping eventually, because we don't want like an infinitely fast elevator. And then finally, we're going to do elevation plus equals elevation velocity times the delta time. This is not going to be perfectly working for, like, if you run the game 10 times as fast, it's going to be different if you run the game 50% speed. Yeah, I'm drinking red wine and coffee. What are you going to do about it? Homies? Or is it really homeless? No, it's not. It's homies. Cool. Now I want to, like, this is still not going to do anything probably unless I messed it up. No. So let's assume I set the elevation target to 2. Someone's calling me. Oh no, it's going the wrong way. Or is it? No, it's not. It was going the right way. It's just me that had messed up the... It should be like that. Now we gotta see who's calling. Who was this? Oh, I see. I'm gonna excuse me for just a minute while I know what this is about. Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry, that was very unprofessional of me. We were doing something. Right, the elevator was going through the floor. But I added a minus sign, and now it goes up. And then down. This is it's looking a lot like the sine wave thing. I think I'm going to do a thing that actually renders where the floor would be. So we can see that things are working as they should. So for I in 0 up until num floors, we're going to do a graphics begin fill. It's a good floor color. That's a good floor color. Floor height, and we're going to want a floor thickness as well, and maybe a floor width for now. It's not going to be very thick at all. It's going to be like 5 maybe, and then maybe 90 is a good size. So at the elevation of the floor, no, hang on. It's going to be the X first. So minus settings floor width divided by 2, and then for the Y value, it's going to be at the get elevation of I, and then the width is going to be settings floor width, and then it's going to be settings floor thickness. And I actually have to call that function as well. So this is, it's not looking like it's working. So let's do some debug stuff. Make it a little text field here so you can see what's going on. New text field. Text default text format is a new text format. It's a good thing I know all these all this stuff by heart, because the auto completion is not on my side today. So I want to see the acceleration, I want to see the elevation velocity. Maybe the elevation target. And the actual elevation. Actually, let's try it. The Haxi has this the newer version of Haxi has this cool thing where you can go, like, you put a $sign in front and it will format the string for you. That's what I'm doing. So elevation target. Yeah, this is going to be so rad. Elevation, elevation. See if this, I want to see if this even works first. Maybe black on black is not the best idea. Remember before how I said that I knew this by heart? I can't remember if it's size and then color or the other way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll see. It's either going to be really big. Oh, here we go. Really does show up. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this might actually be working. I'm not entirely sure why it's going up and down like that. That should also be last. Let's keep on adding stuff to this and we'll see. Why is elevation target not showing up? Here we go. That was weird. Okay, I think I know what's going on. It starts oscillating, like it wants to go here. It wants to go to like the middle floor because I set it to 2. But once it's here at the second floor, it has like the acceleration it has is too big, so it actually keeps going past. So you can see at the acceleration value here, it is 0, like it's a positive value down here, and it's a negative value up here. So that is working. The only problem is that the it's actually going too fast, so it doesn't have time to slow down. So if we just set a maximum, we have to do 2 things, I think. So elevation velocity. Is bigger than, let's see what a good value for that could be. Maybe if it runs at all. Here we go. So elevation velocity, like when it's going, it's very fast. It's just going like 2. So let's say that 1 could be a good value. It's bigger than 1. If it's smaller than -1, it will be -1. See that it's slower now? Like it never quite goes past 1, but the acceleration is still messing it up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add maybe this is just unnecessary. Maybe there's a smarter way of doing this. Either way, let's apply drag. The drag is always a useful thing. So elevation velocity is going to be minus elevation velocity times a drag value, which could be like it's losing like 5% of its speed every update. Okay, how about it's losing, because the delta time is messing this up a little bit. Look at that, it's actually slowing down, and in the correct spot too. When I run my game, the microphone gets choppy? That's amazingly bad. I'm sorry about that. And maybe we don't need that, and maybe we don't need that. I think the Flash player on my computer is acting up a lot today. I don't know why. We'll see if that's better. And hang on, just gonna make sure. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. Let's bounce these values around a little bit, see what happens. So now it starts by accelerating, but like it's going past. We don't want that. So let's try. This is going to be this really finicky tweaking thing. What if I add like shit tons of drag, like 5? Hey, and this, we're making an elevator simulator. That's pretty good. Let's bound. Let's bound these. So settings. Actually, I might have a function for this. Math utils, lerp wrap did not have that. So let's say settings, elevator, velocity, max. Float. Of course it's strange. That's why we're here. We're making strange video games. It's all the normal video games have already been made, so we're stuck with the strange ones. And now we're going to do, instead of the velocity max, we're going to do one called acceleration max, and then one called acceleration multiplier. I have no idea what to set that number to. Like 0.3. Multiplier is 5, I think. Let's make this into a constant 2 before I forget the value. So settings, elevator, drag. Hello, Star Fennec. Fennec, that's a kind of fox, isn't it? Like a desert fox or something. Sounds familiar. Anyway, so now we're going to do the same thing here for the acceleration. Elevator acceleration max. Look at this. People tweeting me. See what that looks like. It takes a long time to arrive. Let's try this acceleration multiplier thing. What? Goes a little bit past. Maybe not 50, but 30. It's getting there. That's amazing. Git add everything, git commit. Tons of stuff. Normally, I'm a stickler for writing like good commit messages, but it's essentially impossible when you're doing like a project this early on, because I have done 1,000 things. Okay, so now the elevator is actually stopping at the floor we wanted to stop at. Wonder if we should try and do some like interactivity stuff. Yeah, let's. So elevator. Let's do a function called like public function. Let's rename this function again. I could have used actuate between the thing, but the drawback of doing that is like if I want to mess with it as it's moving, like if it's at floor 0 going to floor 4, and I'm in the middle of that going, no, you should be going to floor 3. Actuate doesn't deal with like slowing down and stopping nicely then. So I could have done like a quadratic curve for that and it would have looked fine until I started messing with where it was going, because then the elevator would like stop and then start again. But it all depends on how you want it to work. Like if it would have been like discretely moving between floors the entire time, maybe that could have worked. So now I need a function called local to elevation that will take a local y, that's a float, and it will return negative local y. This is essentially the function above in reverse. It's not even essentially the function above in reverse. It is the function above in reverse. So like here I will stick in an elevation numbers. Like I want floor number 1. It will give me back the y coordinate inside the building. For this here, I give it the y coordinate inside the building, and it will give me back the elevation of that coordinate. So in game, we're gonna do let's do stage, add events, listener, mouse events, click, handle click. Let's make that a mouse event. These void things, we don't really need those. We can get rid of those. Private, don't need that. The amount of bugs in code is it's like a direct function of how many lines of code you have or how much code you have. So if you can keep the amount of code down, you'll have fewer bugs. Within reason, of course. But so when I click, I want to go building mouse y. Local to elevation building mouse y, and then I can just trace out the position. See if this works. So when I click here, it should be like there should be a number like around 0 down here. No, it's up here. Okay, that's cool too. So almost 1, almost 2, almost 3. That's cool. So that works. So then we can do elevator. No, we can do building, elevators, head. Yeah, that's a property. Target. What the hell's the name of that thing? Autocomplete is really nice when it works. It's amazingly annoying when it doesn't. Elevation target. Oh, elevation target is a private variable. No, it's not. Oh, it's like, I see. That, oh. I can click here, and we'll go here. That's pretty cool. No, I'll go here. Here. I don't want to ride this elevator at all. What? You should also, like, you can see that it never actually stops at a floor. It just goes really slow. So what we want to do is for the elevator, we can do a little special thing here. So basically, if and the distance to the floor is going to be this value right here. if distance to floor is less than 0.01 maybe, and elevation velocity. I need to do the absolute values for these because it can be going either up or down. It's also less than 0.01. We go stop at floor maybe. And then it will set the elevation to be exactly the elevation target. It will set the elevation velocity to 0. And we'll do that so it doesn't get called repeatedly. Doomp. You see it like 0 out. It's like gunk, stopped. I should be a little bit more liberal with that. I don't know which value is the one that actually stays. It's probably this one. Go here. Bing. Go here. Bing. That's pretty cool. Ding. And the upside would be that this this function will actually only run when it arrives at a floor. I think. I hope. Yeah, stop at floor. Oh, right. This the fancy like $sign thing only works with a single quote. Stop at floor 2. Stop at floor 1. So that's cool. Maybe we should do passengers now. Maybe that's a cool thing. What did I do since last time? Did that change? I can't remember changing. Oh, I renamed the function. Right. That's cool. Git commit added simple input. Cool. What should we do now? Yeah, we should do passengers. Let's do passengers. So the passenger would have a graphics begin fill. Like passengers in general are pinkish. Let's make them 4 pixels wide and maybe 8 pixels tall. They will also have the elevation and override updates. They also need a reference to the building. So let's add 5 passengers. Building, passengers, add new passenger. And we'll change that, and we'll do that, and let's say that the elevation will be math floor math random times building num floors. We'll place them on a random floor, and then we'll do y is building get elevation to local elevation, and they'll be in the same x value for now, but that's fine. So they might be on top of each other. Missing. Too many parentheses. Look at those happy little passengers standing below the floor for some reason. Oh, right, it's because that should be like that. Those are very small passengers. I think I need to make them a little bit bigger. I might as well do it like this. So a passenger, how big did I have them before? 4 times 8. Let's make them 8 times... maybe not quite 2, but almost. Recursive inline? Oh, right, maybe I should actually be multiplying a different method. So settings, passenger width divided by 2, settings, passenger height, settings, passenger width, and again, settings, passenger height. Cool. Now that's a pretty, I don't know if that's a sensible place to be standing and waiting for the elevator. Maybe it is. But now some floors will have passengers that are standing on top of each other. Like if I do this alpha is 0.2 or something. Whoops. Semicolon, please. Here we go. You can see, like, these guys are pretty dark. This one's brighter. This means that there's at least 2 of them here, probably 3. So they're piling up. That means I need to figure out a way to make them stand nicely in line. Maybe that's too much to deal with right now. I guess not. That's something the building should deal with. So passenger will have a public bar called Q. There's also a float. And then it will passenger will set its x value according to its queue position. Like that, and then with let's do a function for the building that actually works out the queue positions. So a public function update queue positions. Let's do an array comprehension. That's fun. So floor occupants. What I want to do now is I want to iterate over all the floors, or rather, I want to iterate over all the people, all the passengers, and work out which floor they're on, and count how many of them are on each floor, and work out which spot in line they should have. So floor occupant should be. And this is a fancy haxy thing. So you can do this for I in 0, 1 through 3 num floors. I think that should be it. Then we can do building, update queue positions. So this will give us an array which is num floors long, where everything has a 0 in it. So then we do for passenger in passengers, and then we do passenger elevation. Did I not make that a public value? I totally made that a public value. Oh right, it's passenger elevation. Let's round it for now. Maybe, yeah, round should be fine. And then we do floor occupants of floor index plus plus. And then we can do passenger queue. I can't remember what I named the variables. Queue position is that value. See what happens. Did I mess up my array comprehension? Yes, I did. That's more like it. Look at that. It actually worked. I am amazed. Let's add some more people just to make sure. Let's add 50 people because that's a reasonable number. Yeah, that looks pretty good. You're standing in a very tightly packed line. Where did I put that code? Passenger queue position. So maybe a little bit more sparse. Yeah, that looks more like it. That's the way people like. I could put it in Swede mode. That would be like that. Let's go back to the normal mode, normal person mode, and they don't need to be transparent anymore. And maybe it should be like settings elevator width times 2 plus like a margin of Let's do that, and we'll stand like next to the elevator instead. That was only very slightly so. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Wonder what happens if I make the elevator faster. Elevator velocity max. That worked really well. I am officially surprised. Bing. Bing. Like the slowdown thing is a little bit annoying, but I reckon that will be just fine. Can you imagine being in this building with like 50 people wanting to use the elevator that will have room for like, it's a very tall elevator for I don't know how many people are going to fit in this. How do I jam in one afternoon? Well, I just start and we'll get as far as we get. I think it's getting towards like food time for me, so I'm probably not going to be doing this for more than maybe until 6 my time, so that would be another 20 minutes. This music, absolutely insane. New Zealand story. What? I should have sliders for these values. Bing. Oh my god, Castlevania. So very good. Anyway, I guess we should make it so that people can actually enter the elevator. However that's gonna work. Yeah, let's just make people enter the elevator. So each passenger would have more elevator. Maybe let's just make it public, whatever. So when the elevator stops a floor, it will tell the building elevator stopped at floor. Can I? Elevator stopped at floor. Elevator. No, it's this. This will tell the building that an elevator stopped at a floor. We'll do floor is elevator, elevation, That should be an integer, and since this should be like a nice round value, but we'll round it off just in case, because floats are never. Can't trust the floats. Have I ever thought about using Haxaflixel, Haxpunk, or Flambe or something? Not really. I mean, Haxaflixel or Flixel and Haxpunk are great if you're using like pixel graphics, and if you need like a game engine stuff, which is the game engine stuff. I'm sure that's really cool and practical, and having like a fixed update and stuff. That's cool. I don't do pixel graphics like at all, essentially. Like everything is procedural or vector, almost everything I do. So I don't care so much about having the blitting stuff, which traditionally has been like a big thing for the punks and the flixels. Since I don't need those, I don't really see any reason to do it. Elevators, top, half floor. And yeah, and I'll absolutely keep going. Maybe not tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Maybe tomorrow. It depends. For sure, and next week. If this keeps... This is fun for now. So elevators, top of floor. Let's focus on this, and we can finish it before I have to quit. So it's at floor. We got that worked out. So now we're gonna do for passenger in passengers. If the passenger has an elevator, or like is in an elevator. Oh no, we can't do that. We just ignore him or her. Windows update, really? Now? Because then they're like a lost cause for us right now. If passenger, let's make a thing like public var current floor yeah, and just copy it over to the elevator. That's not really. I could. Let's do that. We don't have time to mess around right now. And then we can do, we don't need that because we have the current floor. If passenger current floor equals elevator current floor, then we want to do passenger enter elevator elevator, something like that. And does the elevator need... Yeah, the elevator needs to keep track of who's in it too. So now we have two functions to implement. Enter elevator. Obviously, that can't be a private function. Oh, right, because it's stupid. Passenger. Let's make elevator. Enter elevator, and then we'll do a public function. Exit elevator. Still can't spell it. And then that will set the elevator to null, and this will set this elevator to elevator. And if elevator is not null, elevation is equal to the elevator elevation. Let's put that before. And this is the queue stuff is going to mess this up pretty badly, but that's fine for now. Elevator add passenger, and the elevator is going to actually need a list of passengers. So that's going to be public var passengers, default null, and that's going to be a collection, I guess. No, let's make it a list of passenger. Maybe? Yeah, that'll be fine for now. And then we're going to need to know how many passengers is in an elevator at any point. Num passengers. Get num passengers. That's cool. Let's just see what happens. I should find and replace all elevator in the code to something shorter so it's easier to reference. Never in my life. I'm just going to learn it. I mean, I already have the word queue in there, which is the worst to spell. I'm committed to having stupid words. Also, what would I replace it with? What's another word for elevator? Lift? I guess lift could work. That's far, far easier to spell. Well, I don't know if Q is easy to spell. It's just so many vowels. Anyway, I lost my position in this, so... Right, the elevator arrives at a floor. It tells the building, like, I stopped at this floor. The elevator goes over all the passengers. And if they are at the same floor as the elevator, it will tell the passenger to enter the elevator. It will tell the elevator to add that passenger. And then they should start moving with the elevator if everything's working correctly. Just look at that. That's beautiful. Get in my belly. Happy elevator riders. All right, the elevator starts out wanting to go to a different floor. I don't like that. It should be on 0 always. Yes, here we go. I'm gonna move that text because it's annoying. Text X is see if that's better. That's not better. How? Okay, Flash, you are a silly panda right now. That's cool. Oh wow, those are some really long floats. I guess it has to be far to the left then. What? Boom. Can I? Update queue positions, maybe? I can't even remember if that will work the way it's implemented right now. So now they're in the elevator. Doom! Ha 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 ha! I am the best.